All right, so that's our sign. Welcome, namaste, everybody. So as I said earlier, the focus is not just on warrior poses. We'll do the three main warrior poses in yoga. But what I wanted to just give a little plug for, you probably know her work, Pema Chodron, a Buddhist monk. And I am going to read a couple paragraphs. So if you want to do some neck rolls, because she says it better than I could say it, okay? And it's linking to what we're all invited to, is to train as warriors, the path of what in Buddhism is called the Bodhisattva warrior. The practices of meditation, loving kindness, compassion, joy, and equanimity are our tools to access the warrior. With the help of these practices, we can uncover that soft spot of bodhicitta, or the tenderness of the awakened heart. The tenderness of the awakened heart. Now, we find that tenderness in sorrow and gratitude. We find it in the shakiness of fear. And it is available in loneliness as well as kindness. So all the practices, the spiritual practices that she's articulating, and as I feel it and see it, are from awakening the tender heart and bringing it to all aspects of ourselves. Now, a warrior accepts that we can never know what will happen to us next. And I think of really a warrior out there. You're not sure what's going to happen next. Now, we, of course, try to control the uncontrollable by looking for security and predictability, hoping to be comfortable and safe. Of course, we love our safety, security, and comfort. But the truth is, here's the big gong, the truth is we can never avoid uncertainty. We can never avoid it. And this knowing, this can be part of the adventure, but it also makes us afraid. So here's that duality again. One more sentence here. So the central question, which we'll be bringing into our practice today, is not how we avoid uncertainty and fear, but how we meet it, how we relate to discomfort. And that's not easy, okay? We naturally, of course, want to avoid and go and distract, and we have many ways of doing that. But again and again, the warrior is meeting it with a tender heart, with an awakened divine heart, bodhicitta in Buddhism, awakened heart in yoga, whatever you call that. So we'll be practicing our warrior poses, noticing what emotions come up, and noticing how we meet difficulty in the unpredictable encounters of an ordinary day. Because none of us really know what's going to happen after, this class or during or the rest of the day. So hopefully that's speaks to you in some way. This is a little pocket book I received as a gift and love it. So we'll get started. Thank you for listening to that. A little bit longer discourse, but then we will take it into application. So we're going to sit and breathe and move and listen to your body. I've been really working with the 4, 5, 6 from last week, and we'll do about 3 rounds. So just to refresh yourself, sitting comfortably, we did it lying down last time. If you want to place your hand below the navel, above the navel, or hand on heart, you're welcome to. We'll inhale, and I'll guide us here in a moment. We'll inhale to 4. When you hold that 5, focus at the spiritual eye, and then you can exhale through the nostrils to 6. And if that count doesn't work for you, find one that does. All right? Exhaling first through the mouth, just letting go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Gently hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale through the nose. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another round. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold the breath. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now go one more round at your pace, at your timing. Gentle focus of the spiritual eye. Exhaling, letting go of what we can let go. All right. Let's bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Extend it through that left arm. Bring the right hand to the side of the head and just really open up the sternocleidomastoid muscle on the side of the neck. If you want to slightly draw your chin up or slightly draw your chin down to feel that greatest extension. Noticing what's here, welcoming whatever's here. Again, with that compassionate heart. The principle, what we do in the Yoga Nidra, we wrap it around, but we start with this and continue ideally throughout our day. Lengthening up and exhale, letting that right arm come down, left ear toward the left shoulder, left hand comes on the right side of the head, opening up that side of the neck and breathing. Hear the sound of your own breath, that oceanic sound. Bring comfort. Perhaps returning to the bodhicitta, the awakened heart that the practices help us return to, help us live in, help us be in, especially as we meet difficulties. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of uncertainty. We know that. Inhale, lengthen up. You can't avoid it. Well, we'd like to. Hands behind the back of the head. Interlock. Inhale, heart lifts, elbows wide, heart, head looking upward. And then when you're ready, exhale, rounded spine, drawing in. Yin stage. Inhale, belly, heart, crown, opening, yawn. To this day, what is this day gonna bring? Can we meet it? Exhale and round. Inhale again, opening up, eye gaze up, and then exhale at your pace, rounded spine, drawing in. Of course, we need that retreat, that going inward, the comfort, the safety. And then we're going to inhale, reach up. Oh, this one. Reaching through the palms, shoulders down, try not to jack up the shoulders to the ears and feel the space all around you. And we're going to add a nice seated twist here, bringing the opposite hand over to the opposite knee, the other hand like a kickstand from the core twist. Chin parallel. And then ease back if you like that, or you could stay in the twist. Notice what you'd like to bring out. What is the discomfort? First, we need it. Okay, that, like how she said, that shakiness of fear, perhaps with the uncertainty, with the unknown. Just rename it. Notice where, if we feel in a certain place in our body. And then we come back out. Oh, expanding. And then going to the other side. So naming it, feeling it in the body. What's our relationship to this discomfort? Can we just dialogue a little bit? Twist, let it go over the shoulder if that works for you. And easing out, and then bringing that bodhicitta, the compassionate awakened heart, to whatever uncertainty or fear may be there. Expanding out and bringing the hands and eagle heart, crossing at the thumbs, breathing in through the floor, the ceiling, the side walls of the chest as we allow the bodhicitta, the awakened heart, to really embrace being a warrior of the difficult emotions that may be arising. Maybe you're fine right now, you know. But this is practice for other times when moods do come in, energy does shift. All right, releasing the hands is to, it all passes, right? It's not that equanimity of the presence of being. We're going to come onto our knees. So go ahead and use your blanket. I also always have your props, of course. Bolster and block, that works for you. Take a little bit of drink of lemonade. All right. Okay, body, let's see how you're doing today. What's going on? If you bring some, perhaps, fluidity and ease to the discomfort that may be happening in the body. All right, we're going to do bringing the right knee a little bit in. The left leg extends and reaches straight up. The right arm extends out in front. We're going to fold in on the exhale. Right elbow toward left knee. Extend out on the inhale. We'll do this 3 times. Exhale. Tucking. And then inhale, extending, lengthening. One more. Folding in. Now this time as we extend, start with the arm and make small circles. But that's okay. Go with the leg. Now you can either go in the same direction or the opposite. This is some brain gym stuff. Not easy. Small circles. And then just switch it. If possible. Yeah. And now my back leg feels like it's going side to side. I'm trying to make a circle. So maybe I'll start with that and see what happens. And you'll find one might be easier than the other, the arm or the leg. Now let's just go side to side. Fluidity. Right. And seems easy, but a little challenging there. We're going to go to the other side, angle, better to see. So the right leg extends, lifts up, right wrist underneath the shoulder, left arm extends. Find some stability there. And then draw the left elbow to the right knee, tucking in, and then extending out. If the exhale works for you to fold in, have that breath work. And the extension out, inhale, really stretch out. One more time. Folding in, extending out. Now here we go. Well, I'm going to start with my leg because I had a harder time with that. Circling around, and now the arm. Smaller, medium circles. You could stay with that, or you could try to reverse it. Get the brain gym going here. Okay. And then bring your left hand down, your right knee. Again, those figure 8s. Side to side, then the elbows, flow going. Woo. Starting to really embody the body and that compassionate bodhicitta heart. Okay, full body stretch now. We're going to hover off of the knees. And then go back to our wonderful downward facing dog. Go ahead and tread it out. Press into the base of the fingers. Calmness radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. You can find stability or flow, stay with it. Calmness radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Now find your stability as we come into plank. Lengthen through the crown, through the heels. And go ahead and tap your right foot out to the side of the mat if you can. And then step back. And then the left foot. And step back. Knees come down. Chaturanga. Exhale. And then all the way down. Extend the legs. Walk the hands out to the side and do those fluid prep for cobra. Just getting in between the scapula. Bringing that loving kindness. The areas of the body, especially that are tender and achy and sore and maybe has some pain going on there. So we can use that practice in the physical plane as well as the emotional plane. And then bring one forearm, then the other forward, lock strong through the legs. We're rising up here. And then before we come off the elbows, let's add the lion's breath. Let's take out the tongue, eye gaze up. And do that again. Reflecting on our speech. And then we're going to bring our hands back. Arms back by our side into what's called locust series, Salambhasana. Forehead or spiritual eye touches. We're going to start with one leg lift, the right side, inhale. Pulse it up, recharging the spine. And ease down. Left leg lifts up. And then ease down. Now, we're going to lift the upper body and the right leg. Inhale, pulse it up. Exhale down. Left leg, upper body, pulses up, palms face down. Recharging the spine and down. Within every breath, take rest here, lies infinite power. Within every breath lies infinite power. Our power is an aspect of divinity, the power, the higher consciousness, the energy that's animating your form and all forms. And namaste is alive and active in every breath. Now, sweep the arms out, interlock if you can, or arms by your side if this is too much on the shoulders. Pulse up. Don't rest your hands on your cheeks. Reach back, lift the legs, and then paddle. Exhale through the mouth with your feet, with your legs. Yes, with every breath has infinite power. Okay. And then we're just going to sweep out and continue up in our Bhujangasana. If you can, you could be on the knees or off the knees. Press to the tops of the feet. You can add that lion's breath a couple times. Open to the unknown of this day, the uncertainty. Yes, and then the knees come down. We go in the opposite direction, the cat stretch. So we're going to exhale, roundy cat. Inhale, scoop it out. And then neutral spine as we come back to down dog, lifting off of the knees, hover. And then pour your chest towards your thighs, root down through the heels. Stable or flowing side to side. Calm energy radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. If you want to make a small circle with the head, feel free. Okay. And then start to walk your feet in, and then your hands in a Uttanasana. Palms rest at the palms facing up at the hollows of the elbows. Try not to be too far back on your heels, but balance between the heels of the balls. Foot, feet, shaking the head gently, relaxing and casting aside any of those unnecessary worries. So that we can open, they can seem like they clog the bodhicitta heart sometimes, the worries, and when yoga is so great for cleansing the system, the mind, the body, and the emotions, to return to divine love, if you will. As we release down, we're going to either round up and shake it out or into our chair pose, Uttanasana. So we keep the arms out in front, like you're sitting on a chair. And then in this version, we're all going to meet by coming off of the heels, and feeling the space all around as we lengthen through the crown, move down through the feet, chin parallel, remember not overarching the lumbar, slightly down, posture alignment and routine grounding and lengthening at the same time. Add the thumb, index finger together, and mudra. Notice the quality of the breath. And if you'd like to set your intention for what you'd like to receive for this class, do so in the language of your heart. As we move in to our warrior training, meeting whatever is appearing, even if it's uncertain and it can be fearful, all right? So Virabhadrasana 1, we're going to do it with a lunge. Try to do this most classes, the Virabhadrasana 1 part anyway. Yeah, go this way. So I'm going to start with that left foot forward, right foot back, pretty extended. Remember, if it's hard to balance, you're going to widen your legs, widen the balance beam. So tracking, get the physical foundation working here, tracking your left knee over that second toe. Now, when we do the lunge, just kind of test drive it. We'll come off of the heel, tailbone down, and just pulse here. Kind of find your spatial relationship. So that then we just turn that foot 30 degrees at first. We'll do a couple classic warrior ones and then add the lunge. All right. So as we inhale, we're lifting up. As we exhale, we elbows in line with the shoulders. I attune my will to the source of all power. I attune my will to the source of all power. Now we add the lunge. So we spin off that back heel, toes are facing forward. Exhale, arms out. Maybe the knee doesn't have to touch. And then we come back up if this works for you. You're continuing to affirm, I attune my will to the source of all power. A lot of strength going then with that attunement, 30-degree angle with the back foot, lengthen up, root down, And then sweep forward with the arms, coming into lunge. I'm gonna step my foot back. And we're gonna add a evolved twist lunge. So you can have a block here with your right hand, the whole torso twist. And that left arm extends up. I'm using mudra, you can extend, hips, knees down. Do this a couple times, just elongate, head to tail connected. And as we twist through life's challenges, again and again, we're going to return to that compassionate heart, that soft, awakened heart, okay? That's the path of the warrior, to bring that soft, awakened heart to the challenges and the fears and the sorrows and the loneliness, the stuff, the tough stuff. Okay, step it back. You guessed it. Plank, chaturanga. At your pace, flow through in your style, unfurl the toes. I bring my hands back a little bit, rising up. Breathing this day. Open through the throat. All the chakras are expanding upward. It's a back bend. And knees touch down. One rounded cat to counteract the big back bend there. And neutral spine for a moment so that we can return to our friend, the downward facing dog. Go ahead, lift up high off of those heels. And then as you root down, magnetize the heart toward the thighs. Press through the fingers. Bowing to the wisdom of the heart. As we are in this inversion, opening up to that calm, bodhicitta, awakened heart. Awakened heart radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. As I step one foot forward, then the other, then one hand, then the other back, walk, 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 shake it out. Before we go to the other side, we're going to add a twist here in our forward fold. So the left fingertips face the right hand, the left knee bends, and we twist. Like our upper body did in our lunge, but now we're in different formation with our legs as we come down really quickly. Right fingertips face the left hand, right knee bends, twisting the torso, and head to tail, stacking the shoulders, exhaling, releasing. Whew. Good. Let's all come up in our chair uttasana, bend the knees, reach back. Okay, sweep up. Sitting on a chair, forward to the feet. And now we're rising up. Rising, rising, rising. And feel the space all around. As we swirl it. Body. What you can do. And so your knees tender there, just kind of feeling energy to your knee. Finding your mountain pose, lengthening through the crown, rooting through the feet, chin parallel. Make those adjustments for your posture. Take it in. Hear that oceanic sound. Maybe add your affirmation, your intention to spoke to you moments ago. And we've got the lunge, warrior one to the other side, Virabhadrasana one. So the right knee comes forward, find your space here. So I like to, base the hips forward and then find that bending of the knee where it feels right. Here, see better. And then once you get set up, you're tracking your right knee over your second toe, tailbone as down as possible. There's this natural arc there. And here we go. Third warrior. Warrior theme today. Warrior training. Exhale. I attune my will to the source of all power. I attune my will to the source of all power. We do 2 of those. If possible, we'll add that knee down lunge. So that requires lifting off the back heel, front of toes face forward. I'm going to reach the arms up. I attune my will to the source of all power. And from this strengthened heart, this open heart, I can better meet the shakiness of fear and insecurity, the unknown, the uncertainty. We're all facing a lot of that. And then we stretch up. And then we come forward. Come forward. We twist and we come off that heel. We twist, use a block, so the instep or your hand as you twist. You can be here, or you can reach your arm up. Use those hips down. Several breaths in our knee down twisting lunge. Feel the strength of the warrior. Energy is very strong here. We need that. As we come down with the hand, this time we're just going to step it back to down dog. Maybe add that figure 8 hips in our down dog like we do in cat. If that speaks to you. And then we come into our plank. Chaturanga or knee, chest, chin chaturanga. Take a rest here. Take it in. Step one hand, then the other. Large toes touch. Rest at the spiritual eye. In every breath lies infinite power. Bringing that loving kindness, may be filled with loving kindness, may be blessed, may know peace and ease, may be happy. And then think of another person that you'd like to send loving kindness to, or a group of people. May they be filled with loving kindness. May they be blessed. May they know peace and ease. And may they be happy. Of course, we want that. Beautiful. Sending of prayers of care to others as we practice. Invite others onto the mat. Now, the more challenging locus is whenever the arms are overhead, it's more challenging because we're away from the midline of the body. So we're going to stretch our arms up if this works for you. We're going to try to lift both arms, both legs. If that doesn't work, just do opposite. Okay, opposite arm, opposite leg. We'll do this 3 times. Inhale, pulsing up. Not staying long. Exhale, ease. Inhale, recharging the spine. Pulsing up. And then ease. Last time. Inhale. Pulse it up. And then when we do our ease, we rest for a moment. And of course, we rise up again. So a lot of cobras today. Maybe the knees are off the ground, maybe they're not. as we open to this day and the adventure, trying to think of an adventure versus uncertainty. And then back and toes turn under, walk the hands back. You guessed it, a moment in down dog, couple breaths. Ooh. And walk one foot forward, then the other. We can maybe massage the scalp and relax and cast aside any unnecessary mental burdens. Open up this ego jam at the back of the neck, the me story. Yeah. Naturally, the energy force to the spiritual eye in any aversion. And then we'll come up in our chair, rounded spine, whatever works for your body. Turn it back. Sweeping up. Take a moment there. Slice through. You have some discomfort. Feel it first. Notice what's here. And then reach it up. It's all around. Back to mountain pose. Find your, just start to train the brain to go into the postural alignment, head to tail, chin parallel, feet rooted, maybe yield into the earth, feel that support. Feel the support of all of us on the Zoom class together. And the sun, the moon, the stars, those elements all around us are within us as well. All right, as promised, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Now this could be very challenging. I'm going to move my blanket out. And think of a quality. I'm bringing up loneliness that this pandemic has brought about in people. Uncertainty, shakiness of fear. So name something for you, because we really want to embody in our Warrior 2, the bodhicitta heart, the compassionate heart, as we're doing, as we're in life. Okay, so it's a metaphor on the mat. As we track our left knee over our second toe. Now, when we come forward, don't pop that knee forward, okay? Meaning, just keep your shoulders in line with the hips. And the arms reach out to the side. We're going to turn the palms up. Remember, notice the difference there. More expansive, it feels to me. And as we inhale, we're joyfully manifesting and tuning in. We're not manifesting, we're tuning into that bodhicitta heart, the compassionate heart, as we are the warrior with our arms out, and we're going to shoot that bow and just let it pierce the heart of perhaps uncertainty, loneliness, shakiness of fear. Let that bodhicitta heart, compassionate heart, pierce the heart of worry, pierce the heart of insecurities, the tough stuff of life. And we know it can get pretty scary. So we string our bow and we let that bodhicitta heart encompass those unknowns and insecurities. Inhale, coming up, it's a lot. Before we go to the other side, we're going to feel the space all around us. Now, I'm pretty wide, so I'm going to heel toe it in a bit. I'm going to reach behind. You can have your hands on your hips, whatever feels good to you. As we keep that heart open, piercing the heart of worries, letting it wrap around us, just like our yoga nidra we do at the end, we're doing that during. Crown of the head toward the earth, knuckles up to the sky. Releasing what we can, letting go.
And then also controlling what we can, right? But you can't avoid uncertainty. That's the training of the day. Hands come down, lengthen up. Hands on the hips as we come forward. Right, that's your head rush there. Of course, we've got Virabhadrasana to the other side. Okay, right toes turn out. Track that knee over the second toe. Watch so the knee doesn't come forward. And shoulders, hips lined up. The more you root down, the more you'll feel it. But maybe you don't want to feel it that deeply, so you attune. And here we go. We joyfully manifest and tune into what's here in the awakened, compassionate heart. And then we fight that warrior battle, okay? We are warriors. The Bhagavad Gita is an analogy of Krishna and Arjuna fighting the qualities that are hard within the personal psyche. So we're going to string that bow and just let that bodhicitta heart wrap it and pierce unease and loneliness, uncertainty, shakiness of fear that goes with the uncertainty. And we're trying to bring in the warrior adventure quality to it. I don't know, I look back at when I was younger, right, 20s, and everything was an adventure, everything, you know, just welcoming it, embracing it. And that part's still in there. Okay, as we pierce whatever it is for you that you may be up against with that heart of the warrior. All right, and we come up. We turn the toes in, we walk heel toe in if you're too wide, and then we feel the space all around. Now this time, hands on the front of the hips, and we're coming forward, but rather than the interlock, we're walking, we're going to walk our hands back and stretch our shoulders in the opposite direction. So we walk back, tucking the chin, really breathing into the back of the heart, sides, front of the heart. The tender softness of the awakened heart. Sense and feel into the tender softness of the awakened heart. Okay, walk your hands forward. Hands on the hips. Come on up. Oh. Hands out to the side. And then stepping back into your mountain pose or swirling it a little bit maybe. See what feels right to you. Okay. As we do our warrior training. Thumb, index finger together. Individual self uniting with the infinite pouring through the individual. And awakening that light of higher consciousness within ourselves and setting prayers of care for all beings. All right, here's our balance series. Now, this is Warrior 3. Warrior 3, I find it challenging. Virabhadrasana 3 to complete our warrior circuit training here. We're going to go through, I'm going to invite you to go through it fairly fluidly, meaning we're not going to stay holding Warrior 3 for a long time. If you want to use a chair or a wall to tap down, feel free to do that. Actually, yeah, there's a bed right here. You can't see it, but I'm going 90-degree angle. So that would be my version of using a prop. But I'm going to come back up. So we're going to come back. I
That's just a demo of a furniture use. And we're gonna start with our, so getting your prop set up. So we're gonna flow into this. So in other words, we're rooting down through our left leg. And we need, of course, balance training every day. So right here is a balance, of course. The right leg is lifted off, the arms are up, and here's our flow through series. You can either reach out to the chair or the wall in front of you. I'm gonna reach my arms back. One breath. If you fall down, come back up with your hand. Remember, mid-life storms, I find my center. Inhale, half down for balance, for security. We like that security, of course we do. We like comfort. And reach back. And mid-life storms. I can come back to my center. Another way to say this, the bodhicitta heart. One more time, maybe tap down, lift up, and then let's just step it down. Let's just step it down. And rather than kick it back, unless you want to, swirl, this is still a balance. Swirl it around, half circles, 3 times, one direction. It's another way to balance. And 3 times the other. I had to restabilize. Okay. Flowing Virabhadrasana 3, warrior. Okay, so that's another way, in mid-life storms, I find my center. That's another way of coming back to the bodhicitta heart. So whatever languaging works for you, of course, use that. Everybody speaks, inspiration speaks in different ways. Now I'm going to use the prop this time. Okay, no worries. We're going to inhale. You're going to inhale and lift the left leg up, the arms up, and then we're going to sweep it back, maybe using the prop. Oh, so much easier. In mid-life storms, I find my center. Now I balance here. We all have to balance to come back up. Up. Arms can come out to the front if you're using a prop, or without a prop to the side, or behind you. In mid-life storms, I find my center, or I come back, go to the heart, compassionate heart. I'm there amongst the sadness, amongst the sorrows, the fears and the loneliness. 3 times one direction, 3 times in the other. All right, there we go. Check in our, we did a balance. Yes, coming back to the mat. You know, get a little off center, but you're feeling your center. That's what's most important. All right, we're going to do one more before we go on to our back. We're going to do one more camel pose. So we did a lot of cobras, a lot of heart opening. I like to use the one-legged camel, not a double-legged camel at this stage of my life. And what we're going to do is we're going to come down onto that right knee and bring the block somewhere between your ankle and your calf here. Frontal facing him, so as we get situated. And when you're ready, the left arm reaches up, the hips come forward. With calm faith, it takes some faith, right? To open to the light of awareness, the bodhicitta heart. Calm faith, I open to the light. 3 to 5 breaths here, deep back bend, vigorous. Keep producing. Sun, lunar. It counteracts the lunar of going in. Now we're going to go in and extend that leg and do a stretch through the hamstring. The yin phase after the sun phase. over. And then we switch it. We bring our left knee down. We bring our right foot forward. This pose doesn't work for you. Find one that does. Find one that does. Always break out. All right, so my left hand on the block. My right arm's reaching up. I'm coming forward and allowing the back bend. With calm faith, I open to the light. I open to the awakened heart. I'm saying it over and over in our class today. So when the class is over, you could take it in over and over again. Repetition. Calm faith, open to the light. With a compassionate heart. And that warrior training is to allow your tougher, rougher stuff to be wrapped around in that compassionate heart simultaneously. At some point coming down. Forward, forward. All right. Easing down. We're going to make sure you have your blanket by your side. We're going to rest in a pigeon here. So if you want to use a blanket, you don't have to use a blanket. Pigeon pose. We're going to bring. I like to approach it through three-legged dog, but if you just want to bring your left knee forward between the hands, go ahead. I like to get that leg lifted so that I can reach through that left knee between the hands and slide back on top of that right knee. Shimmy shake. Right for the hips. First, second chakra here, heart opening, crown, all the chakras open here. And then as we deepen, we rise up and then we rest in Ekapada Raja Kapatanasana. If you can't, as the blanket can help lift you up, or use what I was going to say for the blanket. If your left cheek is off the ground, you can put that blanket there. And we're resting again, returning to releasing. If our brain does go past and future, but we're resting now in the eternal now. So we're going deeper and deeper into consciousness, awareness, already whole, already free, already aware. It's the person that's going through the different changes and moods and challenges, but this awareness is already here. Meditate on the sound of the breath. And it's time, we're going to rise up. Bring your hands underneath the shoulders again. And certainty, whatever's going to happen in this day, kind of open to the adventure of it. And then we sweep this leg around, we add another twist. If it's too much to go with the foot here or the foot on the outside, you can do Jani Shasana. So you choose what version you would like, either a forward fold or a twist. I'm going to exhale, hug that knee in, bring this hand like a kickstand, maybe bring that elbow around as we twist, and over the shoulder. And you could bring those pairs of hair into others. Now let's I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere. And come back. Take a moment, we're going to up. Before we go the other side, see if you can stack the knees. This is a little tricky, but it does help to open the outer hips. And let's just get a flow going. Fluidity. And stability. Don't forget about the kick up of the leg, but since we're down here, let's go into V. Navasana, and bring the right knee forward, sweeping the left leg behind you, adjusting. So you're on top of that left knee. You're, as you know, I like to make a fist rather than jam into the wrist. You decide. Your anatomy is different than mine as we shouldn't shake. Uttapada Raja Papa Tanasa Royal Pigeon. And then the rest, and you can use a blanket underneath that right cheek, and then the deep hip opener. Our physical alignment, but more important is that divine alignment, that returning again and again to the awakened heart. Soften the shoulders, coming into the eternal now. Already whole, already free, already aware. But we can rest in that divine consciousness for a couple breath cycles, even one breath cycle that cuts that personal, psychological insecurities that can happen, or if they're happening, or wrapped around the awakened bodhicitta, the quality, the presence of being. If you can naturally lengthen the exhale, so just rest in the exhale longer. Gently rise up as the hands come underneath you. Now in your own practice, you could stay in pigeon for a while. You're going to come on to that right cheek and sweep this leg around. If you can go with the twist in front of the shin, you can go in Janu Shirshasana if you're needing a forward fold more so than a twist, or the foot on the outside of the thigh. Okay. Moving down through both hip bones. From the core, right corner of the abdomen over toward the left, hugging that left knee. Using the left hand like a kickstand, maybe bringing the right elbow over, maybe not. Exhaling, chin parallel. And just staying here as I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere, including others in your practice. The beauty of looking in the garden, nature, flowers. I radiate love and goodwill to soul friends everywhere, to all beings. And ease out. Take a moment, shoulders down. Stack the knees, a deep flow. Now, only if you did that leg kick to the one side, then we'll do it together. If you didn't, you could just come onto your back gradually. So you need to even it out and go back to down dog just to
Lift up that left leg. We'll all meet on our backs. Coming down. They already down there gradually. Low, mid, upper back. Press through the feet, iron out the back. Feel the space all around you. Folding the knees in and rocking side to side. And relaxing as well. And of course, our egg beaters and our borders of the feet together, knees apart, cool down. And reversing it. And as you know, I love to either start or midway or end in the lying down twist, so beneficial. Couple twists seated, now the classic. Drawing that right knee in, interlocking below the right knee or underneath it. If there's low back issues, you can plant your foot or you can extend if your low back's okay. I'm going to circle this knee around, hydrate, and knee up the joints. And I like to plant that foot to swivel the hips over to the side and draw my opposite hand to knee. Pulsing back and forth. If you want to extend the leg, and I have this wall I could use, or you could keep that knee bent, left toes up, draw that right thigh away from you, root the shoulders down for a moment here, and then sweep the right arm up and over. Yeah, one of my favorite affirmations, divine life is within me and all around me. Divine life is within me and all around me. 3 times. Of the sweeping arm at your face. And you may feel the natural softening as we bend that right knee to adjust onto the spine, simultaneously stretch the right leg up, the arms up, plug in the shoulders, arms reach up and over. Once the right heel touches, stretch through the right arm, right leg, and rest for one full yogic breath. Belly, heart expands. On the inhale and the exhale, heart, belly. Turn to your awareness in the feet. Okay. The left side, lunar side. Left knee draws in, you can bend that right knee, rotate the left ankle, shoulders away from the ears. This full alignment for the divine alignment. Divine alignment's always here. Where are we is the question, and we can return. And planting that foot down, swiveling. Practice is so great for that as we go back and forth, hydrating and extending. If you choose, or giving that knee bend, right toes come up so the inner thighs are drawing toward one another, core is engaged, heart open, and when you're ready, the left arm sweeps up and over. Divine life is within me and all around me. And there's comfort and safety in that. That's the true comfort and safety. And of course, I love that. Peace. And opening through the heart, softening that left knee, adjusting onto our spine, holding that left knee in, empty body,
extending and reaching, shoulders rooted, arms reach up and over as that left leg and heel extends. Once the heel touches, stretch to the left side. And then just wide Shavasana, one full yogic breath here. And tune in to really sense and feel what position your body wants to be in for Shavasana. Corpse pose, dying to our personal self, what's animating the self. So we know our options. Just fall, you can have legs at the wall, bolsters, blocks. Get comfortable. Come a little bit closer, drink water as we get settled in. So, resting and receiving. Okay. And as I usually invite you to just, if you're lying on your back, just feel whatever's supporting you. Let yourself feel supported. And then doing the breath, body scan. So just allowing the belly to expand, coming into the center of your body, the belly. And exhaling and letting go. Just tune into the oceanic sound of your breath as well as the Om sound. Letting the eyes soften, the eyelids. From the forehead down to the chin. Just feeling a sense of relaxation in the muscles of the face and the jaw. Feeling the cool air as it comes in through the nostrils. Maybe coolness at the spiritual eye, and the warm, cooked air as it comes out of the nostrils. Noticing the pause at the end of the exhalation. Softening the shoulders away from the ears. And just feel that sensation streamlining down both arms, left and right. Notice the temperature in the palms of the hands, digits of the fingers. And I talked a lot about the soft, tender, awakened heart. And just breathe in literally to your physical heart, the floor, the ceiling, sidewalls of the chest. And let the easier qualities that we love of gratitude, kindness and safety and security be here. There's some people, there's a place in nature that can evoke all those qualities, but it's within you. And the warrior training today, where we are, whatever those more difficult qualities that appear in our human beingness, perhaps it's sorrow, shakiness of fear, uncertainty. Let the soft, tender heart wrap around those qualities. That's the true warrior. How do we relate and meet the challenges? Continuing, if you've drifted with the breath, coming back to the body if things feel a little disorienting. You know, the bodhicitta of the awakened heart is here. It's whole, it's free. As you breathe into the belly, feel your side ribs smiling. Low back. Supported if you're lying on your back. And then the radiant sensation streamlining down through both legs, left and right. Thighs, knees, calves, and ankles, all the way through the soles of the feet, digits of the toes. And again, the entire body, space inside the body. Connect with the space all around you. As we bring in the loving kindness meditation, and tools for equanimity. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be blessed. May I know peace and ease. And may I know the beauty of my true nature. And you can think of others you'd like to send this to, maybe even somebody that may be difficult in your life, or somebody more easier. It's up to you. May they be filled with loving kindness. May they be blessed. May they know peace and ease. And may they know the beauty of their true nature. And just notice if it's time for you to return to movement, or if you'd like to stay in interiorization. If you are moving, do so gradually in a way that speaks to you. And we have been sending prayers of cares to others, but we will continue in more of the traditional yogic way through the 3-syllable Om sound. So it could be for individuals, the planet, certainly need a lot of collective healing, but wherever your heart magnetizes to, you'll visualize those persons or the globe itself. And we'll rub the hands together, any style you like. We'll inhale, let the sound come from the heart. And if you'd like, bringing your hands together in Namaste, acknowledging that divine awareness, the bodhicitta we spoke about today, that consciousness is within everyone and everything. As we let it lead the way, as we enter into our day with, I can't avoid uncertainty. I will now open it up for people that want to check in